Okay, so far I've drawn my Whoville front gate. That's my foreground. I've drawn some of the houses in Whoville as my middle ground. And now I have to draw my background. Now, one of the things that I like to do before I get into that background too much is to come back in and to say, okay, well, that Whoville gate, it actually ran right here. Let's finish off that part of the gate that I can still see. Because I used permanent marker on parts of mine, I can actually see through part of mine really, really well. I had that funky little Christmas tree over here in front of my gate. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in front again. And then I'm going to start in on my town. Now my town was right here. Remember I had that crazy roof that was really, really hard to cut? I probably need a curl of that crazy roof over there. Now this side of town, I don't draw my house the same way I drew my house on the last side of town. That is totally cool. It's a suess house. They don't have to be the same on both sides. So I can go ahead and put in this house to look the way that I want it to. Okay, same thing with the next house. I can put it in any way that makes me happy. So I think I'm going to actually let that house fall farther back. I'm going to let this house come farther forward, but I'm going to think Susie style. So a little wild, a little wonky, a little crazy as you add in things. Maybe I've got a chimney peeking out over there, okay? Now, I could continue with more suess houses, working my way into my background. So maybe I have a really funny house here with a really low hanging roof. Okay, there's the front door of this house and a window. Goes back like that. Maybe then there's a road here. Maybe I've got the gate into Whoville Town Square over there. Okay. I might want their Christmas tree kind of decorating front and center into Whoville. Could decorate that with all of the decorations that belong on there. And then I'm going to think about what's way back here, far, far in the background. Well, if this is a Seussical winter scene, to me, this needs to be Mount Crumpet back here. And if we think about Mount Crumpet in the Seuss story, it's this great, big, kind of tall, weird, crazy mountain, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw Mount Crumpet back there with its big curvy peak on it. And maybe way, way, way back here, super teeny tiny in the background, we've got a sled driven by the Grinch himself and his dog, Max, going up to the tippy top of Mount Crumpet. Now, they're really, really teeny up there because they're really far away in the background. We don't want them to be big. We want them to be itty bitty, but we can kind of see some of the hills leading back to Mount Crumpet and Mount Crumpet itself. And then I would be ready to go ahead and draw. So now when I fold it up, you can see my Christmas tree kind of falls into the background. Mount Crumpet falls into the background. I get these houses in the middle ground, and I get my Whoville front gate in the foreground, okay? This time I'm not going to cut away. I'm going to go ahead and leave my sky back there, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my crayons and starting to color.